Hello and welcome to Trauma Survivor Cynthia. That would be me. Hope everyone had a good week and you found some joy in your life, which is very important. I first want to start out and say, before I tell you the traumas I've been through in my life, that everyone has been forgiven. And I went through a forgiveness phase during this year 2020, and it really is helpful to move forward in life when you forgive those who have harmed you physically or emotionally. So I will be right back and we'll start talking about those traumas. Be right back. Okay, it was getting warm in here. You know I live in a motorhome, so took my hat off. I'm trying to fix, I'm using a tripod on my mattress. We'll see how good it works. Okay, I'm going to talk about my traumas. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm basically just going to list each one out by age, or as close as I can. I do suffer from severe PTSD, so my memory is a lot better. I remember the shooting at Columbine. I remember that day, what I was wearing, everything, and everything before that. Some parts of my life after Columbine, I don't remember very well. I don't remember what I ate yesterday for lunch, but I can, tell you about April 20th, 1999. Are you ready? Okay. I'm going to go through traumas that are both, that directly impacted me, and there are some traumas that impacted me indirectly, and I'll explain that to you. I had my first surgery at age 7. I had my tonsils taken out. Comment down below if you had your tonsils taken out. Yeah, I remember age 7 very well. That was traumatizing to me. Surgery is traumatizing. Also at age 7, I witnessed an intoxicated relative put their hands around my mom's neck and was choking her. And I don't think I knew how to call 911 yet. I remember I called my grandma for help. So watching this person intoxicated and choking my mom at age 7, I remember being at the top of the stairs. That was very, very traumatizing, and that was in 1978. My parents also divorced when I was 7, and my little sister Connie was age 4. I will never forget the day that Daddy drove off in his red Ford pickup. I know divorce is very common, and yes, it's traumatizing, no matter how old you are. What are you doing, Bailey? Oh, I had chicken pox at age 8. Yuck. No wonder I had shingles this year on Mother's Day 2020, because shingles comes from chicken pox. Around 4th grade, age 11, I was bit by a German Shepherd on my right upper thigh, to the point where I had to be rushed to the emergency room and get stitches, and I have a fang mark on my inner right thigh, and I have his bottom teeth marks on the outside of my thigh. His name was Richter, and he was elderly and sick and protecting his home, and I was in a leotard dancing with my sister, so that was around age 10 or 11 in 4th grade, but very traumatizing. And I love dogs now. I even have a dog paw tattoo, so, you know, just because that happened doesn't mean I don't love dogs anymore. Also at age 12, my 13-year-old cousin Buddy died in a motorcycle accident. He's the first cousin on my daddy's side of the family. When I say daddy, I mean my biological dad. Dave Sanders was dad to me, and my biological dad is daddy. Buddy rode his motorcycle, and he took off his helmet to dry off his hair because he was all sweaty from riding, and he hit a dip in the field and flew over the handlebars, and he was in a coma for a week. And at the hospital, if you were age 12, you could go in the ICU. Well, I was 12, and I wanted to say goodbye to Buddy because he was brain dead, had bruised heart and lungs, both his wrists were broken, but he became a donor. He donated his organs, but that was very traumatic for me to be 12 and see him like that in the hospital. So that's like an indirect trauma, is, you know, when something happens to somebody else, but yet it still traumatizes you. Let's see. Yeah, 7th and 8th grade in Denver schools. I was teased. I was bullied because I was one of 5 Caucasian white kids out of the entire middle school in Denver. I know what it's like to be the minority. I was beat up weekly by the same girl. I won't say her name because she's been forgiven. But, yeah, age 13 and 14, yeah, being bullied is horrible, especially just for your race, you know. I was called white cracker, honky, trailer trash. It was pretty bad, but who has a great experience with middle school, right? Wow. Okay, yeah, I have my journal. I use journaling to get things out of my brain and onto paper to make room for happy memories and positive things going on in my life. Age 15, 1986. The same intoxicated family member from age 7 was intoxicated again, and out of his rage broke the coffee table and then aimed a gun at me, my little sister Connie, and my stepmom. I don't know where my bravery came from, as traumatizing as it was to have that gun aimed at me. I had the courage to go grab the gun out of his hand, and I ran across the street to a neighbor's house that we were house sitting for. That's not the first time I've had a gun aimed at me. I'll get to that story later. Yeah, being a teenager is rough, especially when you have addiction in your family, and addiction runs in both my parents' family. Age 16, mono. I had the Epstein-Barr virus. They called it the Pepsi disease, the kissing disease. I missed, I think, 6 weeks of school, and I was hospitalized for 1 week of that. I had braces and my gums were swollen. Say hi, Art.
Hi, Art.
Yeah, but having a virus at age 16 was very, very, very difficult. Age 18, I'll throw in there, I successfully graduated high school. Very proud of that. But then I dated a man who was an alcoholic and very abusive emotionally and physically. And that's tough. I mean, that's not fun at all. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's another hard thing. My stepbrother Kenny from my mom's second marriage was diagnosed with leukemia, and I was 16 or 17 years old and he was 12 or 13. And he went to go have the bone marrow transplant, and that went very well. But then he caught pneumonia, and unfortunately he passed away. Going to a funeral for a 13-year-old child is very, very, very difficult. And I'm so sorry if anybody who's watching has been through that before. Wow. Oh, yeah. Also at age 18, I lived in the mountains of Evergreen, Colorado, and I had a new German Shepherd puppy, new collar, and one morning I went out to go look for her, and all I found was her collar. I believe she was eaten by a mountain lion or something, but losing an animal was very, very, very traumatic. Wow. Okay. Let's see, I think I probably missed something from my teen years. But my point is, yes, I've been through these traumas, suffered through them. How you react to the trauma kind of sets the tone for your recovery from it. I know there's no such thing as a perfect life without trauma. So if you've been traumatized emotionally or physically, get help. You know, let's see, I have shared with you my physical and emotional traumas from age 7 through age 18, and I'm able to talk about them because I do journaling, so I get my thoughts out of my head and on paper, and that's very helpful. Leave the past behind you. I know it's tough. It's the toughest thing I deal with. You know, embrace this moment today, mindfulness. Don't worry about tomorrow. It's not here yet. Because if you worry about tomorrow, then you may miss a joyful moment today. And mental health is just as important as your physical health. You have to take care of yourself up here. I know I feel I'm stronger mentally than I am physically. And, well, that's because I've been through 2 viruses in the last 2 years. I'm going to call this video part 1 of sharing my traumas with you, and this is my story. the story of my life and tragedies into triumph. So I appreciate you watching. Please hit the thumbs up. I need you guys to subscribe. Most of the people watching my channel are not subscribed. It's free. Hit the notification bell. That way you can be notified when I upload part 2. I appreciate your time. Thank you for clicking on this video. And remember to take care of you. Love you guys. See you next time. Bye.